So this is Realme GT 2 Pro all the way from China. Now, you know which Realme series gets me excited? GT series. Realme GT Master Edition, Realme GT Neo 2, all of them have been bestseller in their segment and you guys love it too. So this is Prateek, you are already watching TechWiser, and the question that has to be asked is, how good is Realme GT 2 Pro? When will it come to India and at what price? And should you buy a flagship from Realme? And I am excited. First of all, this is a big box, somewhat in the territory of OnePlus boxes. And now you would wonder, what is this GT 2 Pro? Well, it's Naoto Fukasawa who has designed the phone. I mean, good job. Well, this is a special edition box. And you get the phone, which is very important, and you get a black case. Next up, you have a 65-watt super dart charger. I mean, the trend is for 120-watt charging, but I'm not complaining. Maybe when it launches in India, it might have 100-watt charging. If the company is not confident in such high-speed charging, please don't bring it to consumers. We have seen a bunch of blast issues, which is not at all good. So safe tech is better than first tech. USB-A to Type-C cable, some paperwork, no stickers. I wanted some stickers. SIM ejector too. And YouTube notifications are better than searching TechWiser videos. This % of you, why? Please subscribe to TechWiser. Please. Now there's one interesting thing. See here, the back of the phone is made out of recyclable paper. And it's a slim phone, no headphone jack. Like flagship phone, right? Very good to hold, really good texture and really environment friendly in my opinion, or more environment friendly than removing the charger from the box. Really appreciate it. But the texture on the box, back of the phone and even the wallpaper, it's all the same. Like smart, I love it. And you have a metal frame and it's pretty lightweight. It is actually 196 grams and the display isn't curved. So a lot of people like curved display, but here's a line to be said. I don't like curved displays. I'm sorry, curved displays just looks good. It's annoying, you have random touches, and most importantly, it's very hard to get tempered glass for curved display. So I'm okay with this flat 2K 120Hz LTPO AMOLED display with Corning Gorilla Glass Victus. Oh, that was big. But see, it's very easy. Let me tell you. LTPO displays are those displays which can scale from 1 Hz to 120 Hz. In this case, it's 10 Hz to 120 Hz. Like here, if you see, if I stop using the phone for some time, the refresh rate drops to 10 Hz to save power. Whereas if I go and open Prime Video, here you see it's 60 Hz, and now when I play the video, it's switched to 30 Hz. Now this helps to save a lot of battery, so if you're going to shop for a new phone, well, prefer LTPO displays over 10-bit display because that will give you really good battery life. And this is a very bright, vibrant, contrasty display. It goes up to 1400 nits and even the viewing angles are excellent. And suppose you are playing a 120 Hz game, oh, it drops to 60 Hz. Oh, it's 60 Hz. And what if I force the display to 120 Hz? Ah, nice. It's a ColorOS problem. So it is the same problem. If you guys remember, we did the OnePlus 9RT unboxing. So that phone actually caps 120 FPS games to 60 Hz. And that is the problem with ColorOS. So Realme UI, ColorOS and OxygenOS, all of them cap 120 Hz game to 60 Hz. Now, talking about capping things, well, this Realme GT 2 Pro comes with Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, UFS 3.1 storage, and if you have watched our video on MIUI 13, well, all the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 phones are hot. And the good thing with Realme GT 2 Pro is they have a big cooling layer. But the interesting thing is, I did a CPU throttling test and it didn't throttle. Very good. But even GT 2 Pro has a high performance GT mode. Hold on. I want to show you this. GT mode. Like the sound and animation, whoa. And in GT mode, it again didn't throttle. But you know, the CPU throttling test actually runs instructions on all CPU cores. And you see, the before and after performance mode score is the same. So it is capping the performance. And see here, if I run CPU throttling test on a Snapdragon 888 phone with performance mode, it actually scores a bit better. Now, Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 scores really good in Antutu compared to Snapdragon 888. But for the first time here, we got a 10 lakh score. But if you see, the temperature is high. So now you would be like, Prateek, how does it matter? Both Snapdragon 888 and 8 Gen 1 are flagship processors and fast enough. Well, Snapdragon 888 is last year's flagship processor and it will cost less in phones. And Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 is 2022 flagship and it will cost more. So you're paying more money for about the same performance. I would love to see this when it comes to India. Hold on, we'll play some BGMI. So now, of course, you get extreme or 60 FPS on smooth graphics, which can go up to Ultra HD, but we are not in the lobby. So we'll play at HDR, 60 FPS. Yep. See, that's how you do it. And it also has a 1000 Hz instant touch response rate, but I think it is not supported in every game. Now, frankly, cameras on Realme phone never excite me, but one of the major reasons for that is Realme never made a flagship phone. So this is a flagship phone and you get a 50 megapixel main sensor, and the photos on this, hold on, let me click a picture of Manu. And if you look at this photo, well, the edge detection is pretty good, and even I like the skin tone of Manu over here, and it's a bit saturated but not too much. And as you can see, here is another portrait mode, and the edge detection here, it is a bit off, but overall the pictures are really good. Like, I liked the photos, and we took my photo against a very harsh sunlight, and if you can see, it did a really good job. Like, it is above my expectation. The HDR overall can be better. There is still this halo effect, but it really exceeded my expectations for the first impression.
So the Realme GT Neo 2 lets you record up to 8K on the main sensor, but as you can see, the dynamic range isn't that great. But you have an AI highlight mode, which actually brings good HDR to video. However, it's capped to 1080p, as you can see. It's not even 4K, it's actually 1080p. So as soon as I turn it off, there you are back to 8K, but the dynamic range suffers. In coming flagships, like every phone will let you record 8K videos, but the problem is this has a lot of crop in 8K video, and secondly, the most major thing is, like, this is gonna be a 20-30 second clip, and you will see it is already around 200-300 MB, which if you keep recording 8K videos at this pace, you will finish your space very quickly, and which is one of the reasons why we also don't record in 8K.
And you also have a 50 megapixel 150 degree ultra wide angle camera, and by default it does not take that 150 degree photo. If you look over here, this photo is in the normal mode, which seems a bit cropped and not distorted, but when you switch to the 150 degree mode, oh my god, this almost looks like a fish eye, like very close to how you see the world. And you also have a fish eye mode, which actually takes photo like this is how people look through my door. Also, you get a fun little 3 megapixel microscope camera, which I really loved. Like, I took a photos of lot of textures, and see here, this is one texture, and let Manu, Mrinal, and even you guys guess what is the object, A, B or C. So this is the GT2 Pro. It has a microscope camera. So we have taken photos of different textures, and you have to guess what is the object.
I would say A.
Chair. Oh,
Is it?
No, it's not the chair.
Then?
It is actually this. This is the one. Manu?
Yep.
This is the texture, and these are the 3 surfaces. Take a guess.
अरे तो मेरे आगे लिए तो मेरे को तो पता ही है.
Now, software is something which is very China specific. Like, this has Realme UI 3.1 and you get Android. Yep. Android 12. One thing I really loved is when you install a new app, it asks for notification permission, which is great. Like, my complaint with Android is every app sends you notification whether needed or not. Now, Android 13 is coming with the same feature. But here, Realme UI 3.0 has already brought that feature, which was supposed to come in Android 13. Next, there are a lot of bloatwares, but in India, you should get a lot less bloatware because in China, Play Store, YouTube, all are banned. Now, you get a 5000 mAh battery, which should be good enough for one-day use, and you get Wi-Fi 6, gyroscope, compass, proximity sensor, and all of those important sensors. Also, you have 4G plus carrier aggregation. I tried it with my Jio SIM, and 5G bands is something we'll know when this thing comes to India. So now, finally, when will GT2 Pro come to India? Well, the global launch of the phone is supposedly late February or early March, so that's the time I'm looking for. It has launched in China for about 3699 yuan, which is roughly 43,000 in India. But GT2 Pro also has a smaller GT2 series with Snapdragon 888 and 120Hz full HD display. Now, if the camera specs are same, I'll be more interested in GT2. When Apple or Samsung releases a sub 50,000 flagship, it's not their best offering. But when Realme Xiaomi make a 50,000 phone, it's their best offering and actually value for money flagship. And in this 80,000 flagship day and age, we actually get flagship phone for 40 to 45,000. On that note, this is Prateek signing off. You can watch our video on MIUI 13 over here, and I'll see you pretty soon. Pew pew. Pew 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 pew.